Very disappointing loss, and that's an understatement. A lot of credit to Seattle. They made the plays when given the opportunity, and that's the difference in the game. You know, we didn't make the plays when given the opportunity. Too many drops, missed tackles on defense, and then, of course, the penalties hurt us. Bright spot, Josh Rosen. I thought he played well. Thought he gave us an opportunity, a chance to win at the end. You know, great job just with the operations there in the 2-minute situation, making great throws, connecting with the receivers as well as the tight ends. And again, you know, we got to execute. We can't drop passes, and we can't miss field goals. And with that, I'll take your questions.
Steve, on the 3rd and 6, did you consider throwing the ball, or did you want them to have to use their timeout?
One of those guys that used a timeout, felt very comfortable from a standpoint of where we were on the field. And the mere fact of being able to make it, of course, we didn't. But at the time, I felt very confident in that. And one of those guys used a timeout, the last one.
What impressed you most about the way Josh played today?
Very poised. The confidence is there. You see the athleticism to be able to get us out of certain situations. Low snap, he was able to get that ball, get outside the pocket, throw it away. A couple of times you saw that throughout the night, just being able to avoid the rush, step up, and get outside. So very athletic, and again, it's not too big for him. Guys poised, a lot of confidence, and you know, we have a bright future with him.
Coach, whose decision was it to go that conservative at the end of the game there? You got it, I think it was 1st and 10 at like the 31, and you go 2-3 straight runs up the middle. You could have passed one of them.
Well, again, you know, every decision is my decision. So it was on me. And again, I felt like we were in a good situation from a standpoint of the field goal. And what I was really trying to do is manage the clock there and try to get them, you know, less time as possible coming back, and also trying to get those guys to use their timeout.
Got Johnson on track.
Yes, you know, we were able to get a little bit of movement up front. I thought he did a good job finding the holes. We split him out a little bit, made some plays out in space, playing the receiver position. Key 3rd down play he came up with. Again, phenomenal player. Just make things happen once he gets the ball in his hand. So we got to continue to move forward in that direction and really trying to get our playmakers, all right, the ball.
What went into the decision to make Sam the 3rd-string quarterback today?
My decision, nothing detailed. I just felt, again, making the best decision for the team. I wanted to make sure that Mike was up if anything happened. So that was it.
Sam healthy?
Yes.
What was Josh like through that first half? He's playing well, probably should have had 100 more passing yards, probably a score. But how did he handle that? What did you see from him?
Again, you know, he handled it well, and he didn't get down, even though, again, we had a couple of drops there, still encouraging his teammates, went back, stayed the course, continued trying to operate and run the offense well. So, again, I can't keep saying it enough. The guy is very poised, very confident, and I like him back there, you know, commanding the huddle and running this offense. You see the difference.
How would you assess Larry's hamstring right now?
Again, I couldn't tell you that right now. You know, I know it was fine coming into the game, and you know, we'll see exactly where he is once I get the medical report.
Showed Josh coming to the sideline with a big smile on his face. Do you just get the sense that he really enjoys these challenges?
That's who he is as a person, you know, and that's what you want in your quarterback. A guy that's going to be relaxed, you know, not uptight, you know, sort of carefree a little bit, but always focused and locked in. And guys feed off that. So we're going to let Josh be Josh, and Josh understands the confinements of this this team, most importantly running this offense. He's doing a good job.
On the touchdown drive, he had 3 notable completions. Each one with a degree of difficulty to him. That screen pass was a really hard thing to pull off. How would you describe the way he played that particular stretch?
Again, you know, just understanding the timing of certain things. You know, you can be a little aggressive sometimes on those screen plays. Again, his poise showed up, allowing his, you know, the lineman to get out there, allowing the defense to get sucked up a little bit, and then putting the ball exactly where it needed to be. And total control of that whole drive, you know. And, you know, key throw right there to Ricky. Ricky came up and made some great plays tonight. Very excited about him and what he's doing.
How does 0-4 feel to you right now, Steve?
Oh, it feels bad. You know, this is not what we expected. This is not even close to what we expected. And, you know, the pulse in the locker room is still good, believe it or not. We're going to find a way to dig ourselves out of this hole and win one football game. That's all we got to do, just win one.
Or do you feel like stay the course, or do you feel like we got to make some changes, whatever that might be?
Well, I think right now you saw the changes this week, you know, with Josh. You saw the difference in how we operated from an offensive standpoint. You know, what we got to continue to do is clean up the little things. You know, you look at the opportunity, they were over on third down. So that's great by our defense, you know. But we got to quit missing tackles. That's the key thing. And, again, the penalties. So it's all the things that we're doing. Again, a lot of credit to Seattle, but we got to find ways to make plays. And in the end, we didn't do that.
You went to Benet and went back to Dayon. What did you see from him in the week and then in the game today?
I thought Benet played well. Thought he played decent enough. Again, you're talking about missed tackles. He had a critical one right there that allowed, you know, Seattle to get inside the 10-yard line. So we got to make sure we clean up those things. I think Buchanan played well, did some good things. You know, again, I'm going to evaluate the tape and see exactly where we are. But it's a lot of improvement to go around for everyone.
Did the missed field goal make you alter your approach? If you had it to do over again, would you do it the same way because it's the right philosophy, or would you do it differently?
You know, I would do it the exact same way because, again, when we don't sit here and just, you know, calculate throughout the game. We know exactly where he is, you know, throughout the week. They warm up pregame, so we're right there exactly where we felt he was very comfortable and didn't execute, you know, and we had two costly ones right there, which was the difference in the game today.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve. Sit tight, Josh Rosen's on his way in.
How we doing?
How are you?
Good.
So obviously not the result you wanted, but how comfortable did you feel out there today?
Felt pretty good. Just wish we won the game.
Do you feel like the setup that you got the touchdown and then you put in position to get the field goal, did it feel, were you thinking, okay, this is it, we're going to get this one?
100%. I mean, Phil's one of the greatest kickers in the history of football, and it happens. I mean, we all had bad plays. I mean, I think early in the game when I tried to throw it to Chad and it kind of went over his hands, we had a field goal like Christian standing wide open in the back of the end zone. So we all got things we got to work on. And I think everyone had a couple mistakes, and if maybe one of those mistakes didn't happen, we'd be sitting here with a W. So we're all accountable.
Right away, did you just not see Christian or see him too late on that one?
It was just kind of a funky coverage. I mean, Earl's probably one of the best safeties to ever play the game, and he does things that are not in the scheme. So sometimes it's a little tough to pick up what they're doing. I thought I got a zone look, then kind of in the middle of snap got man. Saw Chad open up. I probably could have hit him if I threw it a little lower, but after you throw that, you see Christian kind of jumping up and down in the back, and you're like, God.
When you have receivers who are struggling, like you got some of your guys were in the first half, how do you handle that? Do you talk to them? Do you make sure you have positive body language? Or
yeah, absolutely. I mean, the other alternative is all bad, so I mean, you might as well keep pushing on. I mean, trying to encourage everyone. If something happens bad, let's get better, and if something happens good, let's keep going. So it's kind of how sports work. Is you just kind of always have to have a positive attitude.
Go ahead. How much did it just feel like football out there? You're talking about it's just football.
Yeah, felt like that. I mean, I had a couple scrambles there, so kind of that got me kind of in the flow of the game a little bit in the sense of like I belong here, yeah, I mean, as the game went on, I felt more comfortable. As the offensive line, as the game went on, they definitely got more and more comfortable, started chipping away at the defensive line, and on the first touchdown in the fourth quarter, I mean, I don't think anyone was within like 3 or 4 yards. I mean, I was standing back there for almost an hour. Yeah, I mean, our whole team did a very good job. We just came up a little short.
What does that mean You thought, aside from not getting the win to start, everything that you thought it would be?
I mean, no, it was kind of binarily like I wanted to win the game. I don't care if I threw 10 picks. I'd prefer that and a win over what happened today.
There were a couple times the camera caught you with a big grin in your face as you walked over to the sideline. You've always been able to kind of keep loose and relaxed during games. And
oh yeah, I'm definitely when I'm not smiling, definitely you should be worried.
What did you see pre-snap on the touchdown pass to Chad? It looked like they were in cover 3, and you were so patient. You just waited on them to come across. What did you see?
So that's just basically it's not really as much a scheme to it as we just got a heavy play action. I got 2 guys on routes, and hopefully we'll one of them will find a way. And just kind of sat back there for a while. I had Larry and Chad on 2 really deep crossing routes and kind of felt the pocket. I had some time, so it went back and forth a couple of times. I mean, maybe if I gave Chad a little better ball, Earl wouldn't have been on the ground and feel kind of bad about that. But, I mean, it worked in our favor, and it is what it is.
Similarities between that play.
Now that you're 0-4?
Sorry?
You worry about losing any of the guys in the locker room now that you're 0-4?
You're the pessimistic writer. No, not at all. Not one bit.
Were there any similarities between the touchdown pass and the one that Chad almost had where his foot went out earlier in the game?
Similarities?
Yeah, along the sideline. I don't know if the play.
No, they were very different. We had a 2-man route crossing routes, and then that one was we had a couple of guys out there in a full concept. He just had to go on the sideline. I saw a man across the board drop back, tried to push Earl to the one side and throw the other. Really close, but no cigar.
On the 3rd and 6th call late in the game, would you have liked to have had a chance to throw the ball in that?
No, not a chance. No. We've got a specific mark for where Phil wants the field goal. We're a couple yards within it, so we were just chop the clock down, maybe get a couple yards, help him out even more, but just didn't.
Sort of Larry.
It's awesome. I mean, it's awesome because he's Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, he's one of the greatest to ever do it, and hopefully in years to come I can convince him back to go more than one season with me, but we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna be thankful for what I have while I have it now.
Looks like you guys had a few. He said a little something to you right before where you're standing in the tunnel waiting to be introduced. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I'll keep that between us. But he definitely is. He was happy for me, and it's really cool.
What did you learn? You had David Johnson with over 100 yards from scrimmage again for the first time in a while. How did you feel that you were able to use him? Have there been more, David?
No, I mean, we should have won that game up to a field goal. We all had we had a couple big drops, a couple big missed reads on my behalf, a couple missed blocks, everyone had a little bit here and there, and we all got a lot of room to get better on. And I think the relief on that is the fact that we all played a very substandard game to all of our expectations, and we still were right there at the end. So I mean, imagine what happens when it all clicks.
Josh, what did you learn today?
That hopefully I'm gonna be in the NFL for a while.
Thanks, Josh. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks, Josh.